Looking to become a social media manager? Stay tuned. So before I made a video talking about different pathways you can do within the social media space. And today I want to talk more about being a social media manager. Now, being a social media manager, in my opinion, is kind of often overlooked by different companies or different jobs. Number one, as a social media manager, you're often going to have many hats. So you're not only just going to post content, some companies that or businesses that you work for, they're gonna want you to have graphic design skills, customer service skills. You're gonna have to know all the platforms. Some even want you to do paid ads. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different hats you might wear as a social media manager. Um, it's not as simple as people think. And I feel like sometimes the pay might not match up to, like, let's say you were a paid ad person for a company, or you're a strategy consultant. You'll probably get paid more in those fields. But as a social media manager, which is like a good starting place to learn everything, um, you might sometimes get overlooked. Now, becoming a social media manager, you're gonna have to try to get proficient with Adobe Creative Suites, like maybe Photoshop, Illustrator, because oftentimes when you first start, a lot of companies are gonna expect for you to create the content. Especially if it's a smaller business, they're not gonna have another group of people within the business creating content and just sending it to you. So that's one thing to think about. You're gonna have to learn how to create content. Um, Also, you're gonna have to learn how to edit videos. So Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, whatever you like to use. I would recommend working on that a lot. And you're gonna need to know SEO. That's one thing some people might overlook. You got to understand strategy. You're just an all-purpose person when it comes to social media manager. Now, when you first get started, you're probably, like how I mentioned in the video before, you're probably got to work with people you know. So it's gonna give you time to learn all these different things that they might expect for you to know when you're first starting out or when you're working with smaller businesses, which is a good thing, because you might realize that maybe you don't want to be a social media manager. Maybe you want to specialize in ads, or just be a content creator, or influencer, whatever you may want to do. That can be a good way to figure out what you're good at and what you want to do going forward. Now, being a social media manager, day to day, you're gonna have to respond to DMs. You're basically part of their customer service team, as well as a content creator. You're the digital presence for that company across all the platforms that they're on. You're also gonna have to learn how to repurpose different content. Um, that's a huge thing, because you're not gonna, let's say you're on six different platforms. As a one person team, as a social media manager, you're not gonna have the time to create new content for each platform, but you're gonna have to adapt your content to each platform. So, like, let's say you're making content for TikTok, it's gonna probably be a little different than content on Pinterest or content on Twitter. So that's one thing as a social media manager you're gonna have to learn going forward. If you have any other questions, leave a comment, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.